Thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with this Nigeria newspaper. ASU, we are battle ready. Threatens fight this time will be total. Fumes over half salary, broken promises. ASU, we are battle ready. Threatens fight this time will be total. Fumes over half salary, broken promises. All the details on the front page of this Nigeria newspaper. Now we'll move to the First News newspaper. Barely 24 hours in office. Adeleke sacks 12,000 Osun workers, dethrones 3 monarchs, signs 6 executive orders taking immediate effect. All the details on the front page of the First News newspaper. To the News Direct now. New administration, Osun boil as Adeleke sacks 12,000 workers, dethrones 3 monarchs, suspends OCEC chair 6 orders. All right, you find the details on the front page of the Nigerian News Direct. To the Nation newspaper now. Adeleke hits Osun State with gale of sack. Reversals. Workers, 3 monarchs, OCEC chair, others fired. Details on the front page of the Nation newspaper. To the Blueprint now, still talking about Osun State's governor. 24 hours after inauguration as Osun governor, Adeleke dethrones 2 first-class monarchs, sacks 12,000 workers. To the Punch newspaper now. APC Assembly tackle Adeleke. Governor sacks 12,000 workers. APC fumes, says governor courting endless litigations, distractions. All right, sacks the local government chairman, head to court. PDP backs Adeleke's actions, hits APC. Details on the front page of the Punch newspaper. All right, to the Daily Times now. Buhari promises legacy of credible elections in Nigeria. West Africa says insecurity, political instability, Russia-Ukraine war, biggest concerns facing West Africa. And to the Leadership newspaper, last-minute appointments, how governors set bloody traps for successors. How governors set booby traps for governors. All the details on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. All right, to the Daily Sun now. Power show at National Assembly. 2 clerks emerge as outgoing one refuses to vacate office. Power show at the National Assembly. 2 clerks emerge as outgoing one refuses to vacate office. An interesting one there. All right, to the Guardian newspaper now. Cybercrime raised concerns for 30.2 trillion naira monthly e-payments. Cybercrimes raised concerns for 30.2 trillion naira monthly e-payment. All right, Sam, let's quickly look at developments coming out of Osun State. It's one of the major headlines today on almost all the papers this morning. Just a few hours after being inaugurated as governor, we've begun to see the move of the governor of Osun State. He has come out with executive orders reversing some appointments and then sacking 12,000 workers. Also, he dethroned some monarchs as well, and that is already generating reactions. There are those who are saying that he is courting litigations as it is, that there are those who will be heading to the courts, and there are those who are supporting his decision to do what he has done, that perhaps the former governor, Oyetola, kind of set the tone for what we are seeing on the ground, and should not, that's the governor of Osun State, Adeleke now, should not be blamed for what he is doing. How would he pay these 12,000 workers? How would he pay these people the appointments that Oyetola made? How is he going to pay them? And perhaps that is why he's reversing all that was done on the ground before he came in.
It's very interesting what has happened with the new man on the block. But there are 3 levels of it. One is fight of royalty. He sacked 3 monarchs. So it's the political fight. He has removed palm sex. No, let's forget palm sex. He has removed the state of Osun and the land of the living spring. Those ones and the political opponents in the house, where he has a slim
support
foot in,
the State House of Assembly.
They're saying we're not
supporting
it. Then there's a
decision.
fight of the bureaucrats, which is removal of the palm sex. No, the palm sex. Those who run the
civil
then
service.
you have the fight of the workers. So this man is having four-pronged battles as he comes in. He's going to fight the royals, that's royalty. He's going to fight the political fight. He's going to fight the bureaucrats, the palm sex, because all the other palm sex will say, what's going on? Yeah. And then the workers, 12,000 workers. The people have asked, how many workers do you even have in the first place that you are firing 12,000? You are asking 12,000 people who have families, dependents, who pay rent, who will feed, who will pay school fees. You are asking all of them. So you're not just sacking 12,000 people, you're probably sacking about 100,000 people because you have just decided to delegitimize a huge chunk of the citizenry of Osun State. Now the question remains, which of these fights is he going to take to the logical conclusion? Because when you dethrone a monarch, you're not just dethroning a monarch, you are dethroning a royal tendency within that community. You are creating sour grapes within that community. So it's not just the palace, it is some chiefs, it's the followers of those chiefs, it's the community, it is the lineage.
Yes.
So you have three places already in which you have decided that you are fighting the royal fathers. Then you go to the political terrain. This issue of reversal of the state of Osun has been a fraught matter. Oyetola did not really accept it, but didn't want to tamper with it. It is a matter of symbolism. It's a battle of symbolism, because the state of Osun State, what's the difference? In the U.S., usually when Adeleke introduced it, it's trying to imitate some in the U.S. Because the U.S. is the state of Washington, the state of Colorado, the state of Minnesota, what do you call it? The state of Georgia. They don't say Georgia State. They don't usually say that. When you see something like Georgia State, is when they want to name something like a school, like Georgia State University, Colorado State University, things like that. They don't do that. In India, it was trying to do that. But that is neither here nor there. That is Osun State or State of Osun. What we are talking about is Osun, but that's implications, financial implications, because you have to change. You have to change so many things, and it's going to cost money. Yeah. And he himself trying to do so is going to get to spend a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Some people may even say maybe that's what he wants to do, so that he can send more money to and give more contracts to change. That on the symbolic level. That's on the political level, and politics is nothing. If not, then Adeleke changed it to the state of Omoluabi. Now he has now returned it to the land of the living spring. So well, Omoluabi means it's a term in Yoruba which means, for want of a better word, a good man, a good person. Somebody who is likable, lovable, and can live with people and so on.
If
a
woman.
virtuous person.
Yeah.
Well, man can be virtuous too.
Okay.
The Bible uses the word virtuous. All these pastors have made you people think there's only
women that are virtuous.
Everybody is. Once you have virtue, you are virtuous.
Okay.
Well, that's another issue. That political issue itself is fraud. That one seems to. It's not a battle about. It's not a battle about living spring, or a battle about state of Osun. It is that you are our enemy. Whatever you do, we will agree. It's a contrarian spirit. that has resolved. Then the issue of the palm sex is like, I want to control the bureaucracy. I want to control the bureaucracy, and these are Oyetola's men. I have to flush them out. Then you have the battle of the workers. 12,000 people. So you're also fighting the people, starting off. It's going to be interesting how it's going to get all of this behind him. Is the governor? Some people say he's interim governor because there are cases in court already. So some people feel that this man has started a dance. This is a dance. It becomes a dark comedian. It's a scarecrow dance. You know that you hear of Oro.
Yes.
Those people who dance, the people feel that this is his own version. This is the political version of Oro. In Warri those days, they call it Agbasa Juju. These people will wear all kinds of things and they start dancing. And who dare you to stand on their path? So this man who is shaking his waist, who is shaking, wiggling, and turning his hands as if he's trying to draw something on the wall, and so on, he might be presenting himself as half man, half beast. So which are we seeing? First we have seen is the beast. Where is the man?
Perhaps he's trying to correct an impression that a lot of persons had about him because they see him dance and they felt...
Well, okay. then, but we are seeing now, what we are seeing now is the scarecrow dance. This dance is now scary. Yeah. The dance is scary. If Oro comes to dance in front of your house, are you going to start calling Shino Peters or calling the bank to come and join you? Or you run away? You want that kind of dance? It's a dance of death. Right. What they call macabre dance.
Let's see how, like we pointed out earlier, how he resolved all of this matter. But then there are those who have pointed accusing fingers at Governor Oyetola with the last-minute appointment he made, saying that why did he have to wait until 3 days to he leave in office before he made those appointments, that he was setting booby traps, as we saw.
Well, even if you want to fire them, why don't you come out with some kind of committee to go and look at them first? That's how a reasoned governor would do. So, okay, this man has appointed 12 people. Let us see whether it's sustainable within the resources of the state and the needs assessment of the state before you start making a decision that you are going to fire them. It's a knee-jerk decision. It's a rational decision to just make that kind of decision. Because the man even said, I paid 97 billion naira in debt and I left 14 billion for you.
Yes.
So you have resources. Most governors will not leave you that kind of money. They will spend it. There are so many things to do with 14 billion.
Absolutely.
Why do you leave 14 billion for a man and you give him 12,000 people's salary to pay? And you say that you don't hire, you are firing them. You have not given tangible reasons for firing them. Right. Which means that all these decisions he made, in the final analysis, are political decisions. They're not reasons of utility or reasons of a moral situation or moral ideology, but in the last count, decisions were political. And that is irresponsible. You have to make decisions that are reasoned. If you want to fire a monarch, you fire them and say, okay, this is what this monarch did, this is what this monarch did, this is why I don't want it. Look for reasons. Look for something logical, which means that this man is going to run based on impulse rather than rationality. It is dangerous. It's ominous. We don't run democracy based on hate. And if you hate, for goodness sake, make sure that your hate is based on reason. You can be angry with your enemy, but make sure you reason. You put reason behind your rage.
A very, very important aspect there. We hope to see how things pan out in the coming days with regards to this. Though, like we pointed out, he hasn't given the reasons. Maybe he will come out to say why he's making all of these decisions. We hope to hear from him. He even went ahead to freeze the accounts, which a lot of persons have also spoken to, that that was also a rash decision, that you are just coming into government, you need monies to run the government. Why freeze all the accounts?
Well, probably wants to freeze it. Maybe he thinks that there's some surprises coming. Remember that Obi, when he handed over, he told Obiano, "This is the amount of money I'm leaving behind." Before Obiano knew it, the money was disappearing. Everything was disappearing. He had already written checks to people to come and take the money. So before Obiano woke up, money don't, the Bible said that money flies like a wing. So money developed wings and flies away. So the Anambra money developed wings and flew away. Obi had signed up all the money. So maybe that's what he's saying. He wants to freeze the account and know what is coming and what is not coming. That is okay. I have no problem with that. But the point is, make sure that you have money to run the account. He can freeze and unfreeze. He has the powers.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But do you think that because he has the power to override the decision of the State Assembly, do you see him doing that with the decisions of the State Assembly, saying we're not going your way of reversing the name of the state to the state of Osun, or Osun State rather?
I have to find out whether Adeleke had to go to the House to get that decision
done. But I think it was subject to some debate.
Yes, it was subject to debate. It did a lot of, Adeleke did a lot of evangelism for that position before the attention of people moved elsewhere. The people didn't really agree with it, but they accepted it. It's the governor, so they accepted it. But it's going to have a lot of problem because that's Adeleke, because he doesn't have the legislature behind him. So the man should be very careful, because they can impeach him and there's nothing he can do about it, because the House has the APC has the numbers. They can impeach him and flush him out of that place, and they can dance out of the place, you know. or they give him a music that will scare him, and will dance without knowing that he's dancing.
Dancing his way out.
Yes.
But then again, let's see how things pan out in the coming days.